Guys, Warhammer Darktide is fucking awesome. I've been playing it almost nonstop since the closed beta came out. I would say if you love Vermintide 2, you're gonna love this game. It's basically just Fat Shark doing what they do yet again. In fact, after I'm done making this quick little video, I'm gonna play some more because the beta only goes, I think, until like the 16th, and I do want to be able to try out some of the other classes and stuff like that. So yeah, off the bat, I just want to talk about the setting of this game. If you played Vermintide, then you know that it takes place in that Warhammer fantasy world. Well, Darktide brings it to the grim dark in the Warhammer 40k universe. And if you guys don't know anything about the 40k universe, please go look up some videos on it, read about it, because it is brutal and awesome and just completely fucked up all at the same time. And I feel like if you're a fan of the 40k universe, you're gonna appreciate this game a lot more, in my opinion at least. So yeah, so unlike in Vermintide, where you kind of picked from a cast of characters and classes, this time around you get to create your own character. And while the character creation is not like crazy detailed or anything like that, I feel like it does provide enough of a backstory to whatever character you create where you do feel like it's your own. And during this character creation process, you do get to pick from one of the 4 classes in this game. So you do get the veteran sharpshooter, the zealot preacher, who I played as. In Vermintide, I played the zealot. So of course, during this beta, I had to try the zealot. I love them. I love them in this beta. I think the zealot's quite fun. Also, there's the psyker and then the ogrin. The ogrin's another character that I think about making because they're huge. When you see them in game, you're like, what the fuck? These guys are humongous. Anyways, so once you're done creating your character, you're gonna get dropped right into the world's social hub. So the social hub is a place that looks great. It's a place where you can kind of buy weapons at a certain level. There's also a guy you can talk to where he can give you even better weapons and hand in challenges and all that type of stuff. This could be different when the game releases. Also, this is a place where you can see a ton of other players around you running around. But the most important feature of this place, in my opinion, and I think anyone's opinion would be, is that this is where you go off to go on your missions of varying difficulties. You'll go to a little terminal, you'll pick a mission you want to do, or press quick play, and bang, you go right off. And when you're in your first mission, the first thing I notice is that this game looks great graphics wise. I mean, they nailed that 40k look. But sadly, due to some bad optimization, I was not able to put the settings to what my computer should be able to handle. Even with me tweaking with the settings to get a better performance, I was mostly stuck around like 60 to 50 FPS, especially when there were hordes of enemies around. But like I said, this is beta. I hope the issues will be ironed out upon release. But I hope hopefully they do, because this game looks great and I hope I can kind of up those graphics a little bit more. I do have a 3070, so I should be able to get some decent graphics out of this game, right? One thing I will say is that these missions are fun, like super fun. Somehow they kind of managed to take that melee combat from Vermintide and just make it meatier, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't know if it was just me, but when I hit enemies, it's like I could almost feel like I was doing it myself. The way the bones crunch, the heads are lobbing off, everything like that. It just feels heavier, and I feel like they improved on that aspect from the Vermintide games, which already had a great melee combat system and everything like that. I just feel like they improved upon that a little bit more in this. This time around, though, they do got a bigger emphasis on ranged combat, especially with the use of guns. So in Vermintide, they did have guns, but there wasn't a big emphasis on them. You know what I mean? This time around, they have a big use of guns because this is the future, right? So there is things like SMGs. Well, in Vermintide, it was olden times, so there weren't, machine guns and stuff like that. So the gunplay in this is greatly emphasized. Not only do you have guns like shotguns, rifles, SMGs, all that type of stuff, but the enemies do have them too. So you're gonna be getting into a lot of gunfights in this game. It's not just melee combat. While the gun handling is not perfect, I would say, it is fun. It is a service, I would say. But the fun thing about this is that since the enemies have guns, these guys are brutal. Like, they will take you out pretty quickly. If you don't get behind cover or do suppressing fire, which I thought was a cool little addition in this game, is that if you're at a range and guys are shooting at you, you can kind of shoot at them and they will hide behind cover, so it allows your teammates to push up on them so you can get the kill on them. Because if you don't do anything about those guys shooting at you, they will kill you quick. I mean, there's a tons of times where just even one sniper, oh my god, look, I don't even want to get into the snipers. If a sniper gets his locks on you and shoots you, it's game over. I mean, it'll take like almost all your health away. Even just the the shotgun guys, the rifle guys, you really gotta be on your. It adds a whole new layer, I guess, to the game. But yeah, speaking of enemies, I would say the AI is greatly improved too from the Vermintide games. I mean, there's a couple times where this, especially the special types, you know, you get the trappers and the hounds. They've gone and done flanks and stuff like that, and completely turned the tide of battles into their favor. I mean, one will go around and trap one of your teammates that's maybe hiding back, like one of the sharpshooters or trying to snipe. One of those specials will come around and trap them, and then next thing you know, everyone's getting separated. I think the AI is greatly improved. The way the enemies get behind cover. There are, it's not perfect, but I do enjoy the AI in this game. The battles are just insane. I mean, you constantly need to be on your ball game. You're battling hordes of enemies, because if you are not on your ball game, then they will kill you and your team quite fast, especially on the harder difficulties. And this is one of my favorite parts about the game. So the first two difficulties, at least in this beta, they're, you'll get used to them pretty quick. But I don't know if it was just me, but from like level 3 and up, they require a ton of teamwork and very few mistakes. Just something I like. I think that challenging content is something that we all need. Definitely not easy. I don't even know what the hardest. I haven't tried the hardest difficulty yet. I should, but I'm sure that it's brutal. I mean, like I said, just the level 3, I think that's Malice. I was having a tough time on that with some pickup groups and stuff. Maybe if I had a full team, group of friends, and it'd be a lot easier. But yeah, the challenging content is crazy. The soundtrack is great in this game. I think there's just a lot to look forward to in this game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm very excited for that November release, but I do kind of want to talk about some of the issues in this game so far. Like I said, this is beta, so not really too concerned. One of the big things was that the connection problems. That's a good thing about doing beta. You can figure out your connection problems, but I was constantly not being able to get connected, dropping from games, not being able to even log back in after, being kicked out or crashing a desktop. Like I said, these are not huge big deals. When the game comes out, if these problems still persist, then yeah, that's when it becomes a big problem. Before, like I said, the optimization, that's a huge problem too. I hope that they can get that fixed, because the game is not really that far away. So optimization is a big thing that needs to be fixed. I mean, you can still play the game, but no one wants to be stuck playing at lower FPS when you know that your computer should be able to handle a higher FPS, especially in a game that's so fast paced like this. That makes a big thing. And the only thing about gameplay, I mean, there are some bugs and stuff like that. I actually didn't notice too many bugs gameplay wise, so that's a good thing. But that's just from my experience. I have seen some people have some problems with bugs. The one thing that I am a little bit iffy about is the way classes are. I feel like the blitz skills, at least like the one for a zealot, let's say, it has he has like a skill where he shoots forward and kind of just go right through enemies, and then I think your first hit is like a critical. Yeah, it's kind of useful and get you out of sticky situations, but I feel like they could do more with those blitz. But I mean, they do recharge pretty fast, so you can use them, but I feel like they're just not as impactful as it could be. I think like the veteran sharpshooter only has one where he does more damage for like 4 seconds. I feel like the blitz abilities could use a little bit more of a buff, maybe. I don't know. I gotta see when the game comes out. Like I said, this is all just beta stuff. Everything could be changed, but yeah, that's the only thing that I was a little bit like, okay, well, these classes, just to make these classes a little bit more diverse, we should have some more powerful abilities, I think, in my opinion. Because I know in Vermintide, some of our, special abilities, they really help. They could really change a shitty situation and do a good one. Those are the only really cons I have with this game. At least, like I said, I'm just making a quick little video talking about it. But I can say that I am very excited for this game. I'm very excited for that November release date, and I will be playing a lot more of this. In fact, maybe I'll actually do a review. I've never really done a review before for a game, but maybe I'll do an in-detailed review when the game comes out. But yeah, Warhammer Darktide, super fun. If you guys haven't played it yet, I can't wait till you guys can. If you're playing this game already, let me know what you think down in the comments. Let me know if you agree with me on it, or if you don't like the game, I'd love to hear it. But yeah, very excited for Warhammer Darktide, and I'm gonna go back to playing some more of it. Thank you guys.